For years, we have heard women's idea of the ideal man that they would want in a relationship and or their lives. We've heard the tall, dark, and handsome story. We've heard women say that they want a man who has money, that can provide for them, buy them anything that they want, wine and dine them, travel the world with him. Just more material things than anything. Basically, a man to take care of them for the most part. But what does a woman provide for the man other than, a vagina? I'm being perfectly honest. Other than sex, what does the woman provide for a man? Now, note, and be fair with me. I'm not talking about a specific woman, so I'm not targeting anyone. I'm speaking very general, but being specific in doing so. So, women should bring something to the table as well. There should not be all of these grandiose expectations for men in a woman's eyes, what he should bring to the table, and they bring only sex. I mean, Dr. King said it himself. Content of character. That's how we should judge one another. Not based purely on physicality, if you will, or appearance. Not based on money alone, because that's superficial. Money comes and goes. When money is gone, when a person's health is gone or it wanes as you age together, if you're in a real relationship, what's left? So what does a man want, and what should a man want from a woman, since a woman wants these material things for the most part? Not all women. Let me add that. Not all women. But it's few and far between that you will find a woman that meets or fits the bill for an ideal man, a man of value, as Kevin Samuels used to say. So now, I'm going to flip that to me and tell you what I don't like in a woman, or what turns me off in a woman. And these are my principles and standards. And these are not just simply something that I've conjured up. You know, I want a woman who loves me for me and not for what I possess. That's number one. And one thing I don't like about women is when women try to take the place of the man in a relationship by trying to be as manly as you are. A man. A woman who seemingly has just as much testosterone as the man has. I have a problem with that. I do believe that in a valuable relationship between a man and a woman, that there are roles that one another plays. We are united together for one sole purpose, and that's to move forward in life and to prosper and enjoy one another for the rest of our natural lives. I do believe that fundamentally. But there are distinct roles that a man has and that a woman has. If you are going to have children, the woman's role is to bear the children, have the children, raise the children under the guidance of the man or husband. She shouldn't tell the man what to do. as if she is his master, and she shouldn't try to control him, nor should he try to control her. But there should be a mutual understanding that he is indeed the head of her. This may not sit well with some, but I'm sorry about what sits well or doesn't sit well with you. That's the way the universe has set it up. And if you are Christian, or if you are even Muslim, you will know that that's the main role of the man, is to provide for the home. But if peradventure something were to happen in that home where the man became ill, injured, handicapped, the woman's innate job is to pitch in and help support and not leave that man just because he is now incapable or lacking on some level. That's her duty. Not say, oh, since you can't work anymore, or since you're handicapped now, I'm going to leave you and find a man that can do for me what I want. There's a problem there. That's the wrong woman to be with. Let me move on, and I don't plan to be here very long. I'm just going to get right to some points. In my personal viewpoint, I don't want a woman that curses like a sailor, who every other word that comes out of her mouth is F you and F that and mother F and so forth, and the SHIT word. I'm trying to keep it clean. That's not a woman for me. I don't know about you guys, but that's not a woman for me. Nor do I want a woman who has to have a cigarette every so often during the day, or every single day, or a blunt, a cigar, and smells like ashtray. I don't want a woman that smokes. Number one, it's not healthy. And eventually, God forbid, somewhere down the road, she ends up with some form of cancer, lung or otherwise, from smoking. Why should she bring that burden to me when all she had to do was break the habit? I don't smoke. I know the ramifications of being a smoker. So she should not smoke. That's it, as that goes. Another thing, I don't want a woman that has to have a drink on a regular basis, or every weekend she wants to drink and get tipsy or even drunk. That's not the woman for me either. A lush. She's a drinker. I don't want that. I'm not going out to the club with her to drink. Not to sound as though I'm a boring man. There are many, many things that we can do as a couple or as a husband and wife that don't require that we have to go somewhere where you have to drink. I don't want that woman. That's two things. Thirdly, I don't want a woman who takes any kind of illicit drugs, and let's pretty much strike out marijuana. I don't do it, don't believe in it. If she likes to smoke weed, ganja, I don't care what the flavor is or the variety is. I don't like the smell, don't want it around me. I see enough of it in society as it is. It's too pervasive right now. It's too much of it around. I don't want my wife, my companion, smoking weed. Draws too much attention, and that might jeopardize our relationship and even our safety as it relates to the judicial system somewhere down the road. And I don't want you bringing anything to my home that's going to jeopardize my livelihood, because that means that you have to involve the dope boy in your life. And if you're involving him in your life, you're involving him in our lives, and you're exposing both of us and our family. So I don't want that woman either. So those three key things, and I've talked about the profanity already too. Don't want that woman. Now, I did also touch on if something were to happen and I couldn't work, my wife, my partner, my companion should be there for me and not abandon me. That's the type of woman that I would want. And you know what? There's some reciprocity here. If my wife became ill or handicapped, I'd be there for her as well. That's what a meaningful relationship is all about. Unconditional, right? Many, many years ago, there used to be vows for better or worse, through sickness and health, till death do us part. What happened to that value? Nowadays, it's every man and woman for themselves, or whatever makes me comfortable right now. So if something happens and you're not able to perform in any capacity, this is the way a lot of women look at it, or some women look at it. If you're not able to satisfy me anymore, then I'm going to cheat on you, or I'm going to go to the next man, and so on and so forth. I don't want that woman. So I encourage anyone out there who's considering a relationship with either sex, make sure that you get to know one another first, even if it takes several months or a year or more to get to know that other person before you jump into bed together and make a commitment ultimately to be together forever and be miserable. Get to know the person first. Don't start out in a committed, so-called committed relationship right off the bat unless you really know one another. And the woman should have some values as well, and the same thing applies for the man. If the woman has principles and or standards, the man should fulfill those. And let's come into the relationship honestly. Don't spring something on your partner years down the road or several months down the road that's going to affect your relationship in a negative way. You don't have to tell everything about your history to your partner, to your new partner, or prospective new partner, if it's not going to affect your relationship. But if it's something that they should know, an ex-crazed boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or whoever that they may encounter down the road, you need to tell them that in the very beginning. Don't let it be a surprise down the road, because this could cause damage to your relationship. Be honest in the very beginning. A lot of times, couples, they paint this picture in front of this prospective new companion of how they want that person to see them. And they're hiding who they really are. And then later on down the road, the real them shows up. And then that person feels like they have been betrayed. They don't necessarily feel like it. They have indeed been betrayed, because you was faking it, pretending that you were someone that you were not, and you were being disingenuous to your prospective future partner. So be honest with one another. Now, I told you what I'm looking for fundamentally in a companion, or if I were looking for a companion. No smoking, no alcoholism, no drugs. You're going to talk with some respect, like you have a little dignity and integrity. You're going to do that, or you won't be mine. It's really that simple. And while I'm at it, if we unite, if we become bonded together, my companion and I, your family is extended family. You and I are together forever, hopefully. Your family cannot run our home. I run the home. That's it. I know oftentimes there are some women who let their mother dictate how they treat the husband, tell her what she should and should not do. That's none of her mother's business, what goes on under our roof. Nor is it her father's business. On both sides, they must respect that you are both mature, grown adults, and leave it at that. I hope this opened up your eyes if you was not certain about how relationships should actually be in terms of honesty. And I hope this pretty much supported what you already knew, some of you, and encouraged you even. But this is just how I feel. Thank you for watching my videos. Stay in touch. I'm out.